No, I was just going to say, I think Liverpool will fancy that over 2 legs. And I think
Liverpool would fancy that. What? I mean, to be honest, neither of these teams, like neither Real Madrid or Liverpool, would fancy to face each other in this round. Today, we're going to react on Real Madrid versus Liverpool UCL draw. We are also going to react to different football experts all around the world. At the end of the video, I'll reveal one huge advantage Real Madrid have over Liverpool.
Here are the odds, Real Madrid favorites, according to the odds makers. Stevie, you weren't on yesterday. What was your reaction? Sorry, Liverpool are the favorites. My math is not. I tried
to get him on yesterday.
To be honest, it doesn't surprise me that bookies have Liverpool favorites over Real Madrid because that's what we have seen consistently.
What do you think? What's your reaction?
I didn't want Real Madrid. I did not want Real Madrid. We got Real Madrid. And right now, it's difficult to come up with a reason why Liverpool can win over these 2 ties. The one thing I was hoping for was that Liverpool, regardless of who they got, would be at home for the second leg. But that didn't work out either. So, yeah, right now, if the game was played tomorrow, you wouldn't really give Liverpool a particularly great chance.
The reason why Liverpool is playing second leg at Bernabeu is because Liverpool did not top their group. That's why every team that topped their group, they're playing their second leg at their home. That's how Champions League is working now.
Does the recent history bother you at all, or does that kind of go out the window?
No, it bothers you. Yeah. When you lose to a team all the time, you don't forget it. So again, that's just another problem to put on top of the problems that Liverpool have and will have when they play against Real Madrid.
But you know these stats here.
I do agree with Stevie that the past result will haunt Liverpool. Whenever you think about Real Madrid, you are thinking about those results. You're thinking about Champions League final. You're thinking about that quarter final. You're thinking that final.
From the final, we know how dominant Liverpool were, how well they played, they lost. And that's what Real Madrid did to a lot of teams last year. But this is a different Liverpool till May 28th. It's just not the same team. It's a head scratcher why, now, in any given day or 2 games, things can turn. Although Real Madrid lost to Real Vallecano and haven't been brilliant, Liverpool have been pretty terrible for the most part this year. And you think about it, the big talk last year was one of them was Vinicius Jr. and Trent Alexander-Arnold, that sort of matchup. He was having a pretty good season by his standards defensively at that point last year. That has gone slamming downhill like a downhill skier defensively. It's been a disaster. The back line has been a disaster for the most part for Liverpool. Big problem, apart from the City game really. And how are they going to cope when Benzema's fully fit and Vinicius is flying? It's a head scratcher.
I don't know why Craig is saying Liverpool was so dominant and so better than Real Madrid at the final. I think he forgot about the real match that he watched. All he remembers is the statistics that you have seen. This is one of the reasons why you should not always trust the statistics, because statistics don't tell you the real scenario. He came to this conclusion because of the number of shots Liverpool had. I said in my reaction video that most of the shots Liverpool had were outside of the box. Those are mostly useless. Only thing Liverpool was dominant over Real Madrid was pressing. That's it. Also, I can't wait to see another battle between Vinicius Jr. and Alexander-Arnold.
It's very difficult to put any money on Liverpool knocking Real Madrid out. Let's be honest, it's hard to argue that Real Madrid are not the best team in Europe right now. It's hard to argue that. And you certainly can't look at Liverpool and think they're anywhere close to that. So, right now, it's not great.
I'm a little bit surprised that Stevie is saying Real Madrid is the best team right now.
What's the reaction in Madrid to the draw?
Well, the reaction was that Real Madrid had been unlucky, but that Liverpool had been even more unlucky. That Real Madrid, having won the group, would have expected to get someone slightly easier. But of course, at the fundamentals, as we saw last year when Real Madrid shouldn't have been favourites against PSG, against Chelsea, against Man City and against Liverpool, and somehow found a way through. So the reaction has really focused on that. And I think it's worth pointing out, and something that's been mentioned before, we are 3 months plus a World Cup away from these ties. These teams could look very, very different by then. Not just in the Champions League, but in the Europa League as well, of course.
We have 3 months to go before this match, so it would be pretty interesting to see what goes on in the World Cup and what factors will eventually be visible.
Stevie isn't very optimistic about Liverpool's chances. What about you?
I mean, as optimistic I can be. I mean, the moment there's one team that I don't want to face, and it's Real Madrid. Not because they are, again, the most amazing team, not because they are playing in a fantastic way. They win every single game, showing dazzling performances. But it's a team that it cruise. And in the moment that they start with that confidence, they can beat anybody, and they can come back from everything. And something that I think, yes, Stevie just spot on is about playing the second game at the Bernabeu. And that's something that we've seen that it gets in the heads of the players. When you arrive there and you know what they've done before, and you are winning 1-0 ahead, but still knowing that they can come back, that is an extra pressure you're going to feel. And it doesn't matter if you win 3-0 back in Liverpool, that when you go to Bernabeu, you know that something can happen. Again, anything can happen. I think both teams can win this tie, but definitely Real Madrid, when it gets to the Champions League, they are always favourite. It doesn't matter against who they play.
It is kind of rare to see Luis Garcia talking positive about Real Madrid.
Yeah, it's a very difficult one. I got me fixtures mixed up the wrong way around. So Liverpool playing away from home in the second leg, which ideally, that's the beauty of finishing top of your group, that you get that opportunity to play at home in the second game. They don't get that, but they will. They'll want to avenge the final last year, albeit it doesn't win you the competition, but it gives you something to sort of rewrite, to sort of put right, if you like. And I think, if it was to happen now, I think it would be a very difficult tie for Liverpool. But I think, given the timing of the games in February, I think it's a good moment for Liverpool, or potentially anyway, to correct what's going wrong at the moment, to put themselves in a better position, potentially maybe sign players in the January transfer window. I think it was interesting to listen to Carlo Ancelotti say that he will not be adding anyone to his transfer, to his squad. He's happy with what he's got. So I think it's a great game. You've got to be... Even though Carlos said Real Madrid will not buy any player, that doesn't mean Real Madrid will not buy any player in the January session.
No, I was just going to say, I think Liverpool will fancy that over 2 legs. And I think
Liverpool would fancy that. What? I mean, to be honest, neither of these teams, like neither Real Madrid or Liverpool, would fancy to face each other in this round. I don't know why she's so confident about that.
Bit of revenge as well in terms of Courtois had a brilliant game, didn't he, in the final. Liverpool will be disappointed with that, so they'll want to put that right. And I think Real Madrid are going through a bit of a transition as well in terms of players coming in, younger players, very reliant on Benzema. So, yeah, I think they'll fancy it over 2 legs. It's obviously not the ideal draw that you would have wanted, but, yeah, I think they'll be okay.
Look at her tone, like she's saying, oh, they'll be okay. And her tone, oh, they'll be okay. Real Madrid is a small team in La Liga. They can beat Liverpool. So the amount of arrogance in her tone is just simply unbelievable. Also, she also said Real Madrid is going through a transition from youngster. I don't know what she was talking about. I'm not clear which transition we were going on. And she also pointed out Benzema dependency. That just proves that she doesn't watch Real Madrid. Because this season we have seen that Real Madrid can win games without Benzema. And we have shown that multiple times.
Frank, you think back to last year? Real Madrid against Chelsea. I think Chelsea will win. Real Madrid against PSG. I think PSG will win. Real Madrid against Manchester City. Oh, I think Manchester City will win. Liverpool against Real Madrid in the final. Oh, Liverpool will win. You're wrong on all of those occasions. Will you change your mind this time round?
Yeah, life is about consistency and football is about consistency. And if Real Madrid have been very consistent in creating miracles last season, I will do the same today. I will be consistent and think that Liverpool can finally win against Real Madrid. And therefore, my prediction will be good.
Honestly, I don't get the logic of Frank's, what he's trying to say, but I feel like he's just playing with Dan, that's all.
The great thing about it from a neutral's perspective, Shaq, that you know it's going to be two great games, fueled with so many different narratives going into it.
Absolutely. I mean, even as this draw is made, and despite the inconsistent form of both these clubs, you hear Jurgen Klopp talking about Anfield and those European nights, and it's absolutely true. But then you could say the exact same thing about the Bernabeu. So, given the history of these clubs, given the recent history between these two, it really is an intriguing tie. Does Real all of a sudden have this recent hoodoo over Liverpool? Is it about revenge, as Frank is alluding to? We're a long way away, and both these teams right now are in fairly inconsistent form, and that's put it as nicely as I can. But at their best, we know that they are two of Europe's best footballing teams. Who shows up in 3 months' time, we can only hope it's the best version of themselves. And if it is, what a game of football that would be.
Perfect, isn't it, for us?
I think Liverpool should not be thinking about taking revenge, because that will put a lot of pressure on them. When you have a lot of pressure, you don't play good.
Real Madrid or Liverpool for that matter, and you're watching closely as the balls are coming out and what team is going to play whom, you're going, oh no, no. Liverpool? No! Real Madrid? No!
What I love about LA is that he's not afraid to show emotions. Like the way he's acting, it feels like he's acting real. He doesn't feel like he has to act like a robot in front of the camera.
Not a good matchup for either one of them. See, the best version of Liverpool puts Real Madrid in a position in which they're going to play a quicker game that Real Madrid wants to play. If Liverpool is able to press Real Madrid, is able to put Real Madrid in a situation where they hurry, Real Madrid is not comfortable. Now, the same thing can be true when you talk about Real Madrid and saying their possession, if it dictates the pace of the game, and then you have the quality of Karim Benzema, and you're depending on the ability of Karim Benzema to score that game-defining goal, a game-deciding goal, then Real Madrid seems to have the advantage. There are so many things that go into this match, and the last thing that I would concern myself if I were Liverpool would be this feeling of revenge. Because even if you advance past Real Madrid, they're not handing you the trophy, right? What you lost to Real Madrid was a final, and a final is different than a knockout stage. The final is handed a trophy, here you go, you won it, Liverpool did not win it. So focus on execution, which is something that Liverpool hasn't done with any sort of consistency. If they want to get past Real Madrid, they have to do so with execution, not with feelings of revenge.
LA nailed it 100%. I agree with him, whatever he said. Liverpool should not think about revenge. They should focus on executions. Also, ideally, this matchup would be, Liverpool would be trying to press as high as possible. They always do like that. And Real Madrid would try to absorb the pressure and try to attack from counter-attack. That's how it will be.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say because, as we've been saying, what happens between now and February. I think Real Madrid have to be slight favourite, but I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool did it for once. So I'll go for Liverpool now.
I don't get the logic from Jules. So Real Madrid is slight favorite, so he'd go for Liverpool. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, what's the logic here?
Shaka.
I predict that Frank is going to be wrong. Whatever that is, that's where I'm going.
Right, so does that mean Real Madrid?
Yes, but if Frank changes his mind, then so do I.
Okay, all right.
Because Frank with Real Madrid
we've learned that Frank doesn't change.
Yes, well, you know, he's that, but we also know he's wrong.
Okay.
Hello.
Real Madrid, the evidence is in front of you. If you want to choose to ignore it, that's up to you.
Honestly, in my opinion, it's too soon to predict what will be the outcome. We have to wait until the match because a lot of factors will change. So what I think about this tie, I think this is the worst possible option that Real Madrid could have. If I be honest, I would rather take PSG over Liverpool. Although Liverpool is very inconsistent this season so far, they have beaten a lot of big teams like Man City and so on. No matter what, Real Madrid should never underestimate Liverpool. One huge advantage Real Madrid has over Liverpool is that they are playing second leg at Bernabeu. I think that's a huge boost for Real Madrid, and that's a huge advantage. Because if you see all the big comebacks last season, all of them were at the Bernabeu in second leg. Let me know what's your prediction about this tie in the comment section below.